Okay, I think we're good.
You guys hear me?
Yes. Okay.
I can hear
Hold
you.
on.
I think
Let me,
we're.
let me turn my.
Oh, look at Amy being the odd one out already. Two
I
Oh.
two
can't.
Warcraft shirts. All right.
Oh, I can't. I can't see you guys yet.
Well, just know you and I are wearing Warcraft
Warcraft
shirts. You've got a
shirts.
classic shirt on. I've got an MDI shirt on. Amy over here.
Hey, I was just playing WoW right now. I just logged out.
Yeah,
I'm a little.
we won't be able to see.
I'm a little
Won't be-
upset that. Well, wait. Oh, there it is. I'm a little upset that I uh what is it? Logged out, not an in. Okay. I can't see you guys on the screen, but I can see you guys on the stream.
Yeah, you won't see me because the way that I have to do this with OBS, OBS is capturing my video, and Discord is capturing you guys, and then I window capture that on OBS. So that's why you won't see me on Discord.
Can I ask
Yeah,
where you're from?
I'm from Alabama, so yes, I'm a little
Uh,
southern.
my family's from New Orleans, so
Okay, cool. So
right.
on this we pretty much just talk about a bunch of just random stuff. So since this is the first time for you to be on here, you can just kind of tell us a little about yourself and tell us what you've been up to this week.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Well, I just went back to work after having 2 months off because I was on disability. Uh, and just literally spent the 2 months just streaming morning, afternoon, and night. That's all I've been doing.
Hey, use the time while you got it. But you said that you're back to work now.
Yeah, I just went back yesterday.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that everything's working out for you and you're getting all better and stuff.
But yeah, I'm all back to 100%.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, that's good to hear. Amy, you still didn't come up with any questions, did you?
No, I didn't. Okay, so this week has been so hectic, and like last week we didn't even do a show because like I had way too many errands that I had to run. So like you didn't come up with any questions either. Okay.
I didn't know we were supposed to come up with questions, so I didn't do it either.
No, you're fine. We told the I think it was the first night we started the show. We said, hey, we're gonna come up with a bunch of questions to ask people. It's gonna be goofy, awkward questions, and we said we won't procrastinate. We won't do that. Yeah, we did it.
But that's okay. We get on here and we just kind of wing it. We come up with some goofy topics, and so that works.
That's always fun.
So since both of you guys are like WoW addicts, tell me about that. I know like WoW Classic just came out. Everybody's like losing their minds over it.
Well, it's funny. I work with my brother, and we're both WoW players. We've been playing for like 15 years, off and on. And he came up to me today, and we both had the same feeling. He goes, "I have a problem." I was like, "What's that?" He goes, "All I can think about is WoW." I was like, "Dude, me too." I was thinking about what I'm gonna do when I get home. But on my original character that was created almost 15 years ago, this is kind of sad. This is not a flex. On my main character, I have over 397 days of playing time. It's over a year of playing that one character.
Oh
It's kind of
wow.
sad. It's so sad.
That's dedication, okay? We're not gonna say that it's sad. That's just extreme dedication.
Well, I was like, what if I spent that time in the gym or doing this?
That's okay.
No auction house chilling included. I don't sit around with my computer on. I log out every time.
That's pretty awesome.
I had the similar problem when I played WoW, so I get it. All I can think about is I know I don't have 300 hours played, or 300 days played. I mean, on one character. I think the most one of mine has is 70. I have to check that.
That's pretty
I was
crazy.
gonna say one of the best memories I have of WoW was in high school, where I stayed up all night on a school night playing WoW, and then my dad comes in the room in the morning before he goes to work and goes, "Did you really get up early just to play that game?" I was like, "Yeah, I got up." No,
the grind is real, man.
Oh yeah.
So
Holy crap.
how much time have you put into Classic so far?
I'm level 30, about to be level 35, and probably about, I think I'm at like maybe 60 something hours, maybe.
See, I didn't dive into it like that. I mean, the only reason that I'm still into retail is I like the keystones. So like classic is I mean, I've got a classic character, been where it's like level 11. I don't know. Like I've been hopping on there and like, just running around doing random stuff. I was like, yep,
Well,
this
my
is
thing
classic.
is,
Wow.
I'm a Realm Royale streamer, and I finished that battle pass like 2 weeks after it came out, and
Mhm.
there's nothing left to grind in that game at all. So I'm getting my, my need for grinding in with WoW Classic, because Classic leveling is so much different than retail.
I know nothing about WoW. Like, I played it once, like 10, 12, 13 years ago, and I only got to like level 20. So all of this stuff just like goes completely over my head. I don't understand any of it.
Are you Horde or Alliance Paladin?
I've played both. I started Horde. My current tunes are Alliance only because that's where friends went. So kept playing with them, and it's also before people, trash on me for being Alliance. Night Elf is the best for Keystones. Look at the MDI, nothing but Night Elves. Even all the people that are Horde players made Night Elves just for the MDI.
It's actually funny. I'm actually the opposite. I was Alliance first for 7 years, and then my friends all went Horde, so I transferred all my characters to Horde. And now Classic, I'm back to Alliance. I'm a no mage.
Hey, everybody's a no mage.
I know. I'm a little upset about that.
Every stream you look at,
It's
you
all
just
no
got a little
mages. Yep.
gnome running around. And then, but you can tell the difference though between the people that know what they're doing and the ones that don't though. And
Well,
like
you
the
want?
spells that they're using, like you can tell that the mages that have played it before, like you'll see them, they're using Frost Nova and Blizzard, etc. They're using their freeze to trap them, they get everything grouped up. Like you can tell. Then there's other people that they'll pull 3 or 4 guys, they don't use any Blizzard, no Frost Nova, nothing, Cone of Cold, any of that. And they're just like single targeting each one. And I'm like, why did you just tag 5 things to try to kill one and you're not using
Mm-hmm.
any of your AoE? None of it.
So do you use a whole bunch of hotkeys?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a clicker.
Oh
I've
no.
I've been a clicker for 15 years, and then people on stream just found out yesterday that I know what I'm doing because I got into a fight with two people, two horde that were the same level as me. I clapped both of them.
Oh my gosh, you're a clicker. Look, one of the best, I think he's almost the top paladin in the world. He clicks. And I think right now he might be like top 20. But man, when I hear somebody's a clicker, I just like, oh man, I cringe. I hear him all the time, like, oh no, I'm good, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had one that and by the way, so everybody knows when we say clicker, we mean they don't use any other buttons on their keys to use the abilities. They click their abilities. They might use like a couple of them,
I
but
use
the
one
rest
through
of
six.
their
I use 1 through 6 for my main stuff, and the rest is a clicker.
yes. So he clicks all of his other abilities. So I had a former GM that was a clicker, and what she wanted to do high keystones with me back in Legion. Except the problem was in Legion, when you got into the really high keys, the bosses did so much damage. You had to be ready to pop like a defensive or something. So
Mm-hmm.
she played Resto Druid, and she could never pop a heal, and like she'd try to click her bear form before the boss damage goes out, and then she dies, and then she ruins the key. And I'm like, and see, this is where if you weren't a clicker,
Mm-hmm.
this would be different.
You have to really know what you're doing to be a clicker. And I've tried to switch over so many times, it just doesn't bode well with me. And when people play with like PvP with me and stuff like that, arena stuff, people forget that I'm a clicker just because they don't have to worry about me.
Well, hey man, whatever works for you, dude. Because
Oh yeah,
that's
no, trust
something,
me.
especially if you've been doing it for so long.
I was actually talking to somebody today about someone was gave me like a little guide of someone else's build. 'Cause I always try it, but I just can't get out of it.
I actually, to be honest, so I have things bound, but I don't use like any modifiers like shift or anything, control. I have a Naga, and then for my right hand, and on my left, I actually use an Orb Weaver. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually use any, like a lot of people use like shift 1 through 6, and then they start using in combinations with F and other things. I don't do that. I'm too lazy for that.
So if I gift Hobo a 1 month game time, will she play?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so okay, so
I
that's the
tried
thing.
for like a year.
Okay, the thing is, I actually would be like super down to play WoW, but I know how addictive it can be, and I know how much I don't need to spend all my time on WoW, so that's pretty much the only reason why I don't play it, because I know it will absorb every moment of my life. And
Mhm.
I really I really don't need to do that. But, you know, it'll probably happen probably sooner than later, especially with the whole, like, the WoW Classic coming out and everybody's getting into it. They're like, oh, you need to play with us. You need to play with us. I'm like, oh, don't tempt me. I already want to. And you just keep making it sound better and better. So,
Like I say, classic is a grind. That's for
Classic is
sure.
absolutely a grind.
It is 100% a grind. Like I know there's people already tell you, yeah, there's already people that are level 60. Look, those
Well,
people that are already level 60 live and breathe World of Warcraft. They literally memorized paths to take so they could most efficiently level up. Like this guy that just got world first off of it. I'm pretty sure that's how he even hit partner. Like I
Joker.
never,
Yeah.
yeah, Joker. I'm like, maybe I'm just a little bit uninformed. I didn't even know who the guy was.
Neither did I.
And he got world first. And then what was just to add to it, just like to add to him getting it, he went and he raided Method with on stream after he beat them. They were also streaming in the race to world first level 60, so he got it. And then he went and he raided them on Twitch, and like it was everybody was just freaking out. Like this random guy, he beat all these other guys. I mean, they're all tryhards. They're all people that did like devoted their life to craft. But yeah.
I mean, that's cool. Like, that's super cool. I just, oh man, like, I know that I would get, like, so addicted to it because I love, like, MMORPGs. You know, like, the chat was talking earlier. I used to be, like, ridiculously into RuneScape, which, you know, it's like a very kind of, like, watered down version of an MMORPG. Like, it's a lot more basic compared to something like WoW, but I was like really super into that when I was younger. So I have like a stupid amount of time into that. Like I have hundreds of days in playtime with that. I don't remember the exact day, the exact amount of days, but I checked at one point. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I played this that much. But like I enjoy them, but I get so addicted to them and I get sucked into them, and it's like one of those, what day is it? Have I showered in the past week? Like, I forgot to eat yesterday. You know, it's just like you just completely just get sucked into it and just kind of ignore the outside world. And it's just, yeah, I try not to do that because I'm really bad about it. I'm absolutely one of those that just like falls in love with it and will dedicate my entire day to it. So.
Let's say
That's
someone
good.
someone in chat said something about queue times. They don't want to do a queue times. Just join any server that's like lower or medium. You'll be fine, dude. Just don't join the, was it Forelis or White Main? You'll be fine. And then when all the tourists go away, they'll like the server I'm on. We've already been told in like phase 2 or 3 we'll be able to get one free server transfer. Because in classic you can level by yourself. You'll be fine. Trust me, I got a bunch of people already addicted for the first time ever playing WoW, and they can't get off it now.
Yeah, I've seen Paladin play, and he's really, now he's into dinosaurs. You know, he's moved
Look,
on to a different kind of drug.
It's very addictive. Hey, look, I still couldn't give up WoW. Okay, like I went like 2 or 3 months without having a WoW subscription, and then ended up going right back to it. I'm not getting sucked back in. Still hop on, play, do some keystones with friends, laugh and have a good time, but otherwise, nope. I haven't been playing it near as much.
Yeah, I didn't play it for like the last maybe year. I quit during Legion after they released the raid. It was just, to me, it felt like the same raid they just had. I was like, nope, PvP's broken, and that's what I like to do. So I started playing other stuff. And then now I'm back. I've always come back. I'll find my way back.
It has that effect on you. It's just like you think you're gonna finally get away from it, and then it just draws you right back in.
Mm-hmm. That's why
See,
I think it's one of the most successful games of all time. That's why, because after 15 years, they released a classic mode, and look how many people are playing it.
see, you guys are making me want to play it more and more.
Let's
Just watch.
go.
Oh look,
Just watching.
Kartoffel there might play it.
Just in the
Might-
next week, I want you guys are gonna see me playing it, and you're gonna be like, "Ha, told you so."
Mhm.
Like, yo, you got me. You got me. It does look really fun though, and I've been watching a few people play it. I'm like, man, I really don't need to. I really don't need to, but I really want to.
Well, I was trying to hit. I want to hit level 60 before, because my main game is Realm Royale, which is, yes, it's still around. It's not as popular, but they're supposed to come out with the battle pass in like a week or two, and then they just announced today that it's being pushed back to October. And I'm like, well, I have time to hit 60.
There you go.
There you go.
That's just, yeah, like the fact that people have already like hit 60 and it hasn't been out, but for just how long has it been out now? Like a week or two at this point?
Just over a week.
Yeah, that's just, I can't even, my mind just like explodes thinking about that. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, the guy that hit 60 first did 20-hour days. He did 420-hour days and only slept for like 4 hours each time. And then he hit 60. And he actually went to, just to troll people, he tried to delete his character, but then everyone spammed his mailbox to work, because if you have mail in your mailbox, you can't delete it. And and so he just left it. Like
They were spamming him with mail so that he couldn't delete the character.
Because he was gonna troll everybody. Guess just how much he doesn't care. He just did it, and I'm like, wow, dude, that's
Holy
just.
crap.
I
That's
could
crazy.
never.
That's funny though, that people are like, you better not.
Oh yeah, just can you imagine being the world first level 60? Like you should have seen his chat when he hit 60. I would have loved to know how many subs he got gifted when he hit level 60. And I think he's partner now, and
he hit partner.
He was at like 400,000 viewers, and then I want to say, I mean, all he saw in his chat was gifted subs, Twitch Prime sub. It's like, this guy just hit level 60 on here. Probably didn't even really stream ever, and now all of a sudden he's one of the most popular WoW streamers there is.
Yep.
That's wild.
But he's one of those that I was telling you that, like, hey, I'm pretty sure he probably might have been one that even kept trying to like play the game on private servers and things like that. Like he was dedicated to the classic stuff. Like any of these people that did it that fast, they literally, it has to be a path you have memorized. It's not like right now you can hop on retail and you can go into almost any zone start and you'll level very fast, very quickly. It's not very hard.
But if you actually watched him, he didn't really do many quests. He did the AOE mage thing where he just rounded everything up, killing mobs. And that's how he was basically doing it most of the time.
But even then, like you still have
it all set.
You're taking certain steps that you take to get there. Like one wrong move, you go one wrong turn, you end up in the wrong spot, or you accidentally go somewhere, and it's literally like it's a speed run in a sense.
Well, everyone else wasn't far behind him. That's why.
Yeah, they were. It was interesting to see. Very interesting. I wasn't in there when he hit 60, but I heard all about it.
I was in there. It was pretty crazy. Then he does his little walk through Stormwind. Everyone's following him and trying to open trades with them. And gotta love WoW.
Got a big community.
That's pretty cool, and it's really cool to see like how much that game has kind of brought so many people on the internet together. Because I mean, WoW has always been like a pretty big thing, but WoW Classic, that's just like blown so many people's minds, and it's such like a nostalgic trip for people, and it's been really cool to see people coming together and actually enjoying the game again, because I think a lot of people, I mean, I can't say too much personally on it, but a lot of people were just kind of like burn out on retail WoW, but like WoW Classic, they're like, oh my gosh, I love this game, this is what I remember, and this, like so many people are into it again, and it's just really cool. I like to see stuff like that.
Well, I think a lot of people are getting on it too, because if you look at other games right now, there's really like not many games that people want to play. Like, I mean, you see Fortnite kind of going down, you see Apex kind of going down, Call of Duty, and everyone's like, I don't know what to play, and then they come out with WoW Classic, and it keeps people busy. So I think it was a good time for them to drop that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a keep you busy type of game. So there's so much to do and so much grinding. So it's like, yeah, this will keep people entertained for a while.
Yeah, once Fortnite's gone, I'll be happy. Because I always find myself try and go back to it, and I go play 2 games. I'm like, nope, I'm done.
The thing about Fortnite is it's, I don't know, like the game, like the BR, it's not terrible, but
No.
BRs like don't keep my attention very long, and some of the community around it, it's kind of like, you know, it's a bunch of like little toxic kids, or in my experience, it is. I wish that the save the world part of Fortnite would, like, they would do a little bit more with that, because I remember when Fortnite first came out, you know, it was the save the world part before the BR was even a thing, and I actually got like an early access key for it, and I was streaming them like, this is really cool. You know, nobody cared about it at that point. It was just like, oh, Fortnite, what is this? And then like the BR came out, and everybody like lost their minds, and it blew up like crazy huge, and everybody just kind of forgot about save the world. You know, just whatever.
I remember I played Fortnite before it even had a battle pass, and I thought it was absolutely fun. I think the mechanics are great. You know, it's really cool. And then I took time off. I came back in like season 2, and the first guy I shot at built a 5-star hotel with Wi-Fi, and I was like, I'm done. Once everyone learned how to build and all this stuff, I'm done. And then when creative came out, I sat in creative off stream for like an hour and a half just trying to build and edit and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. I go into a game, I got clapped right away. I'm like, okay. Also, I don't like Fortnite because every time I die, I envision myself getting killed, and there's like a 10-year-old kid on the other side, like, yeah, get wrecked, nerd.
Right?
Like, knowing there's like it's probably a 10 or 12-year-old that just killed me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, we got to make way for the younger generation, all right?
Not through me.
Like, I haven't played it in a really long time, but Fortnite was one of those that I'd like to play on the Switch, like when it came to the Switch, just like as a very casual, like off stream, kind of just, you know, play a few rounds of Fortnite just to kind of goof off and, you know, play that. And, you know, like you said, it's very frustrating when you shoot someone and they turn into like a 10-story building, you know, in like 2 seconds. And it's like, I couldn't even put up 2 walls in that time. Like, how are these kids doing that so fast? And, you know, when you do squads and you just let it fill with like randos, you'll be there, and you'll have like a teammate that has like some really ridiculous name, and they're like, hey, you have a mic? You have a mic? Hey, you
The
have a mic?
squeakers?
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, okay, bye. And then they just like leave the party. I'm like, can you
My
just...
favorite one is when you hear mom talking in the background. You need to get off that thing.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Or...
look, we were probably there at one point.
Oh no, totally. I was. That was me in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, let's roll this back to the 360 days.
Oh yeah.
Of us getting online into shooters or whatever else anybody else played. And the second you talk, everybody, all the older people just start like shitting on you. They're just like, nope.
See, I never really talk in like public games like that, because I always get like, ugh, girl, you know, or...
I was gonna ask you about that.
Oh yeah, like I'm super weird about voice chatting with random people anyways, because I have like really weird anxiety about stuff like that. But yeah, stuff like that, I'm definitely like big negative, because every time I've tried, because I'm like, okay, this time I'll be okay. You know, it'll be fine. That was probably just like a, you know, just a weird thing. I just got matched up with some like crappy people. It happens again. I'm like, yeah, this is why I don't do this. CSGO is one of the worst ones. And I've heard
That's what I used to main. I used to main that game, so I know exactly where you're going with this one.
Yep. CSGO is pretty bad. I've not, I have Siege. I have yet to play it, but I've heard Siege can be kind of rough with stuff like that too.
Actually,
so it's
I've
like,
heard that too.
Well, if you get on Siege with Vel, it's pretty toxic.
Oh yeah. I've watched him play it, and yeah, I don't know. Like I'm
I was say, me and Vel already agreed on Stream Key last Friday that me and him have to get a CS:GO stream in together.
CS:GO
That's
is
gonna be
super fun. Like I love CS:GO.
that's gonna be
but-
ultimate toxicity of me and that guy in the same party. I love Vel. We have such similar personalities, especially the way we deal with trolls.
Oh yeah, he's good people for sure. He's pretty funny too. With he's definitely like an FPS type of content dude because he handles stuff like that so well. You know, it's really funny. Like how he just kind of rolls with it and uses the toxic stuff to his advantage and just kind of throws it back at him. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty great. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's either kids or people yelling at you that you're bad or you're a girl.
I was gonna say every time that I ever have a girl in a party, you either get the people that are like, oh no, it's a girl, we're gonna lose, or you get the creepy kids that want to flirt with the girl that don't know how to flirt with the girl.
Right?
So
Yep.
it's just like no one knows how to deal with it as a girl in the party. I'm just like, seriously,
Oh man.
like seriously, guys.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
big time. When you see that in like normal like Twitch chat and stuff, sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
Like last night I was streaming Breath of the Wild, and I was like, okay, and this kid comes in. I assume it's a kid because I was like, yeah, it has to be the way they're talking, and they were like first playthrough. I was like, yep, and they were like, okay, and I was like, yeah, well, I have played it on the Wii U before, but I didn't finish it. But this is my first playthrough on the Switch because I had that in my title, like first Switch playthrough. And then they're like, and then they start naming off like all the, and they were like Xbox question mark, and I was like, what? I'm like, are you asking if I'm playing this on the Xbox or if I have an Xbox? I do have an Xbox, but no, this is Nintendo. This is going to be on the Switch. And then they're like PS4 question mark. I'm like, again, I don't understand. Are you asking if this is on PS4? Because obviously no. Or are you asking if I have a PS4? Because yes, I do have a PS4. And I have a Switch if you're going to ask that, And like they kept on going, and then they said something weird. I think they said something like, you look like Ellen Page or something like that. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, yeah, I only watch girl streamers. And I was like,
Oh my god.
okay, one of those. All right. And then they just like started like saying weird stuff, and I was like, all right, well, you can, it's past your bedtime now. You can leave. It was just like, what the? It's like, I understand that you probably have never really talked to a girl before, and here on Twitch you can kind of hide behind a keyboard. But it's like I've been doing this long enough that I'm not gonna fall for your stupid comments. And they finally got bored and just left. I was like, what is wrong with people?
That's actually one of the things I tell people when they talk about they want to like Twitch stream or stuff like that. I'm like, I really hope you have thick skin, because everyone has they're the keyboard warriors who, whether you're a girl or guy, you're gonna get the trolls that get in there and they'll like try and get so personal attacking you. I was like, you gotta learn how to just let it go. There's a ban button, you just let it go.
Yep. And a lot of times they'll just come say stuff just to try to mess with you. It's like just throw it back at them or just ignore them. They just want a reaction out of you.
Yeah, I think I've been streaming for a little over a year and a half, and it wasn't until about a month ago I actually, like, I had a troll. He was stream sniping, and actually he was streaming himself stream sniping, and I had his chat open on my other screen, and there was stuff in there being said. It doesn't bother me until he started making comments about wife and kids.
Oh.
Then I went full cam on my screen, and then I just said some stuff that I shouldn't have said. Honestly, I got a little bit back a little too hard, but it was like that. That's one thing that'll make me lose it right there. Is you get talk about families and stuff like that. It's like you control all you want, but you don't go that far.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like sometimes the internet can be kind of scary. Like even on Twitch, these people who come in to try to mess with you, and you don't give them the reaction they want, so then they start trying to dig for more details and start attacking you like outside of stream. It's like you can make fun of me and how bad I am at the game or whatever, but once you cross that line of being just like annoying to potentially dangerous or illegal, it's like, really, you need to go sit down.
Absolutely agree.
Hey,
Yep.
some people just don't know when to stop.
Yeah, I mean, and Twitch has gotten a little better about that, like over the years. About well, sometimes like Twitch right now, it's kind of like a weird. Some people are really mad because of all the, like, oh, the the cat throwing thing and all this, like, oh, so and so got banned for just some weird reason, but so and so does this thing and nothing happens to them. But it does seem like overall the safety on Twitch is a little better than what it used to be. Like years ago, like when, because I've been streaming for 5 years and I've had people get like really super scary, like find like old addresses and my phone number and stuff and like post them in there, and that used to be a lot worse. But I think since like if I think it was like a couple of years ago that kid like went to prison for swatting someone and like
Yeah.
somebody died from it. So like after that, it seems like stuff like that on Twitch has gotten a lot better. Because I mean, people shouldn't do that in the first place, but it's like there's consequences to trying to mess with somebody. So I don't know. People are just
It's crazy the things you
Yeah.
find on the internet, because like we found that website, and I'm not going to promote it, but there is a website that people like telemarketers use that they literally have your name, your address, your last known address, your phone numbers, last phone number, known phone numbers. It's like, holy crap, dude! Like all this is out there on the internet.
Yep.
Like we looked it up, and it had my current cell phone number and my current address on there with my full name, and I'm like, wow, the only thing you're missing is my social security number.
Yep. It's scary. Yep.
That's why usually I don't say my full name on stream or anything like that. I usually just what's your real name, Glock? That's my real
Yep.
name.
Yep. Yeah, people are just crazy, and it's just like, why do you even want to do this? Like, what point is it besides just being mean? But people are just dumb.
Hey, that's just people for you.
That's the world. No offense, it's the world it is nowadays. Honestly,
Everybody,
exactly.
yeah, everybody can't be cool like us and be super nice. They just gotta be hateful.
Like sometimes I'm too nice. Hey, there's been some stuff that I've tolerated in my chat and entertained some discussions with the current game that I play, and it's just like some people are just like, Pally, just ban him already. Like we're sick of this. Just ban him.
Oh, I have
Ban him
mods
and
that
get
are
rid
just
of him.
they can't wait to get that ban hammer out. Sometimes I always tell them, you have a timeout button before ban, like. Like time them out first, and give them a second to rebuttal or apologize, and then they keep going, then ban them. Just give them a second chance.
Yeah, that's kind of like how I am. Like, I'm kind of like tender-hearted when it comes to people in general. Like, I'm a big fan of, like, I think people, you know, can change sometimes, and sometimes if they do something that's kind of like on the line of being like not okay, give them a chance to kind of like, okay, that's not cool here. I messed up. I'm sorry. But sometimes it's like, depending on what they say or do, sometimes they get like a timeout, or sometimes it's just like, yeah, they're just here just to mess with us. Just get rid of them. Because you can tell, like depending on like what they say and stuff, like you can tell like if they're actually, oh well, okay, that was just a little bit too edgy joke, or they're just straight up like being a jerk. But I don't know, people are just crazy.
Okay, sorry. I
Oh no,
was
that's okay.
didn't know if somebody was gonna say something there, so I
I
was
think
like,
we're all kind of like tired. I don't know about you guys, but like this like hurricane stuff, like it hasn't really affected me. Because I'm in like more like North Alabama, but like I don't know, like just the vibe. It seems like everybody's just kind of like weirded out about it, and there has been like sort of kind of bad weather, but not like hurricane level. But like weather like that always makes me like super sleepy and tired. So I'm just like, oh, I could take a nap.
I'm in California. It's 102 degrees where I live.
Oh, jeez.
look, it's not that hot here, but I haven't been dealing with anything from that, and I just stay up too late playing dinos. My issue. But
I'm
I
just
mean,
tired. Like I said, I went back to work yesterday, so I'm still trying to get my sleep schedule back on track.
good luck with that.
Yeah. Wow, ruined it again.
Hey, that's okay. gotta live that wild life, and it's like, oh, it's time to go back to work. Ugh. But it's like, I'll fix it like tomorrow. I'll fix it the next day. It's okay. I know the
It's
struggle.
fine. Yeah, oh man, I still have those nights where I'm like, I'll stay up late. And I wake up and I'm already hating myself for staying up late, and I'm like, all right, tonight I am going to bed early, and then I'll be like, I'll be having fun or something, and I'm like, early didn't sound like a good idea. We'll just do the normal time, and then I look back at the clock, and it's 4 a.m. again. Oops.
I lied to myself again.
Yeah, I'm gonna hate myself again, and then I get into this vicious cycle of telling myself, no more doing that. You hate yourself when you do that. No more doing that. What do?
Do it again.
Over and over.
Life of a gamer and a streamer.
Oh.
I think I get locked. I get stuck in the end stream. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed now. Hold on, I gotta grab some clips and do this first. And holy crap, it's 1 a.m.
Yep. I do the same thing.
That's why I always tell people, you don't understand what goes on off stream. All the work you're trying to do off stream.
Cause like that's your catch up time. Like
Yeah.
the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, I totally understand. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm like a night owl with like my ideas and stuff. So I'll be like trying to lay there to go to sleep for the night, and they're like, oh my gosh, I just came up with this like brilliant idea for stream. I gotta get back on my computer to like do this thing, and then it's like, and then I look at the clock, it's like, oh, it's like 3 a.m. now. I was just gonna do this one quick thing, but then after I did that, it made me think of something else to do. So I always that's my thinking time, and I hate it.
I 100%. Doesn't happen to me too often, but yeah, I'll be sitting there, or like I coming up with like something that I could have done, or the worst part is forgetting something that I meant to do and I need to get it done. Especially like with the Isle, it's like I've got different dinos I gotta grow, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like you're laying in bed, and then I'll just wake up like, crap, I was supposed to grow this before stream. Crawl back out of bed, start playing the game again, trying to get it all done, and then I'm like, oh, this sucks. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, I'm just staying up. I'm not going to bed. I'm already up this late.
That's pretty funny. Hey, I know that like some people have like mixed reviews of them, and I actually have one, but I have yet to even hook it up. But you should get one of those like Steam Links, like the little box that it's kind of like a console, but your computer has to be on, but you hook it up to like a TV and you can play like your Steam games.
Oh,
on
the
your
Steam
TV.
link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like an app on your phone now that you can play Steam games on your phone. Like it streams it to your phone. It's the Steam Link app.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, iPad too.
Paladin's like,
I mean, look, if I could fry my phone trying to play the Isle.
It's like, first you have my curiosity, now you have my attention. Well, no, like
Yeah.
your phone doesn't actually run it. Your computer is on and is running the game, but it's like you
mirrored.
Yeah,
It's mirrored to
on
your
your
other
phone.
stuff.
Yeah, so your phone
Yeah.
won't fry.
But it's the thing. But the thing you have, the Steam Link, it projects it at real time, so there's no delay.
Right.
Yeah.
I see
Next investment.
See the
I'm
gears
looking at
turning
it.
right now. You're like, I might have to get
Think
this.
about it.
I clicked off because I want my wife to murder me.
Sometimes you can catch them on sale though. The only reason I have one is I think it was during like one of the like the big like Steam summer sales or something like that. I caught one for like $4 or something like that.
Oh,
like
wow.
every once in a while they'll put them on like crazy super sale. I don't have the Steam Link controller, which is kind of pricey unless it's on sale, and normally it doesn't go on sale as much as the Steam Link itself, but you can hook other controllers to it. But with this, as far as I understand, like the Steam Link controller, you can play games that don't have like controller support because it kind of mimics like a mouse in some ways, like the way because it like one of the things on it is like a kind of like a touchpad. I don't know exactly. I don't have one, but I've just kind of glanced at them, and I think that, like I said, you can play games that don't have controller support, but I don't know for sure. Somebody who actually has one might know a little bit more about it than I do, but from what I understand, that's what the deal is with the controller.
Actually, I don't know if that would work with with the aisle, unfortunately for me, because like that's what really had me interested. Is like, I have to sit at my PC to play this, and the problem
Which
is,
you could probably hook like a mouse and keyboard to the Steam Link if like I said, I have one, but it's still sitting in the box. Like I said, I picked it up probably like 2 years ago when they put it on sale for like $4 or $5. It's like I'm gonna grab this just in case I ever use it. So
well, then that would work for me. It's just because unfortunately the game doesn't work very well with controllers. You can use it,
mhm.
but not all the controls will actually work. You actually, if anything, you make it harder on yourself.
Right, because I mean, there's like hotkeys and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, with how everything's bound, like one with the chat in the game, and then also with being able, there's an ability or not an ability. You have the ability to turn in place. You can't do that with a mouse, and there's some other things you can't do, or not a mouse, with a controller. There's some other things you can't do as well because there's a couple people that have talked to me. They're like, yeah, I want to play it, and like, will it work with my gamepad? And I'm like, yeah, some of it works, but unfortunately, not all of it works.
That makes sense. Yeah, games like that might not work that great with a controller, but I'm pretty sure, like I said, you can probably hook a keyboard and mouse to it. That way you can just like get you like a TV set up in front of
Yeah,
bed and
and actually,
just lay in bed with a
look,
Bluetooth keyboard and mouse and just play like
you're
that.
look, the Digivice already, all right, the little digital pet that already came back into stock. Okay, I just spent money on that, and now you're trying to get me to spend money
You got a
on this.
Digimon?
I'll have it Friday.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'll have it Friday.
Oh snap! When you get it, let me know and I'll start mine over and we will raise them together and see which one dies first.
That's the thing, Glock. Or for the first show, we talked about that. And what was it? How long did it last, Amy?
No comment. Okay, we're not talking about that anymore. We've moved on.
And it's still sitting there dead under its own pile of poop. Yep.
Maybe it might be right here. It might still be on my desk. I might
my
have just
gosh.
not touched it. You're so mean to me.
It came out so long ago.
Well, these are actually like the 20th anniversary ones. So like these did originally come out like, 20 years ago, and it was, Bandai's Tamagotchis for boys. Like the Digimon, oh, you can battle with them and stuff. And so they redid them for the 20th anniversary. And these there's Japanese ones, but the English ones just came out and they're like $20 at GameStop. And I've always, like, when I was younger, I was always like a big fan of the V-Pets. Like I had Tamagotchis and the Digimon. And so like now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh, I really want these because they're so nostalgic. But I swear, maybe it's just because, as a kid, you don't have near as many responsibilities, so you can just spend all day like taking care of this little pixelated monster that, tries to poop itself to death. But when you're an adult, it's like you take 2 seconds to like go do, something or run an errand, and then you look at it and there's poop all over the screen and it died. And it's like, really? These are difficult to deal with when you actually have stuff to do.
In your case, you just sleep
I
through
mean,
it.
I have 3 kids. I already have pooping monsters at the house.
There you go. You have real life Digimon. Hopefully you don't let them poop themselves to death, though.
No.
Okay. You take better care of them than we do Digimon.
I'm almost out of the diaper hole. I got one more to be potty trained.
Well,
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be exciting for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, the other one, the youngest one's only about to be a year next month, so start her as soon as possible.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't have kids.
I have
No
a
kids for me.
cat.
Cat person, no.
You don't like cats?
I grew up with 3 cats. I'm a dog person.
Well, I have dogs too. I have
Okay. I was just saying, so I grew up with 3 cats, and so my dad told me when I was like 12, once the cats are gone, we can get a dog. And unfortunately, my favorite cat, unfortunately, RIP, got hit by a car.
Oh.
And then after being sad, I was like, well, one down, two to go. They bought another cat.
Oh.
So I got married when I was 19 and moved out, and we had our first townhouse. We didn't even have the bedroom unpacked yet, and I went out and got a dog.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Go get a dog. My dad's got a little English golden retriever puppy right now. So dogs are great. Cats,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, cats are good, but I'm definitely a dog person over cat.
See,
I don't mind cats.
Oh.
Gotta bring my buddy over here.
See, I love both. Like, I'm a big fan of both. I love my corgi, and I love my ragdoll cat. But if I had to pick between the two, I'm just I tend to be more of a cat person, like in general, because they just kind of go and do their own thing, and they're just there. I guess I'm kind of like that too. I'm just kind of here, but I do love my dog. So I didn't mean to come off like, because a lot of people, if you're like one or the other, they'll like attack the other side, like, oh, how dare you like dogs better than cats?
Oh, no.
Like, it's just like, why can't you like both?
That's so much I don't like cats. It's just the fact that I grew up with 3 of them, and it was one of the things where with my dog, if I want to lay in bed and cuddle with the dog, I can. The cat, it's like, come here, baby, and they're like, forget you, and they walk away. I'm doing my own thing.
Right.
The dog will cuddle whenever you want to cuddle. Just saying. You want someone to hang out lately? Now you won't leave my side.
Yep.
Nope, you called me in here. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought you were playing video games.
That's awesome.
Cat would be like, I'm cool, bye.
Sorry, looking at something.
Just ignoring us.
He's gonna get a dog. Watch. He's gonna order one right now.
No.
Yeah, he's ordered one on Amazon.
No.
On Amazon.
Let me add to my Tamagotchi.
Actually, hold on a second. You just made me curious because you can get everything on Amazon, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's find that. Petsovernight.com. What?
Okay, so speaking of, you can get everything on Amazon, and we're talking about kids and stuff earlier. When I was in high school, like, this is kind of random, but when I was in high school, there was this girl that I was in band with, and she was one of those, like, really ditzy, like, she would believe anything you told her. And I actually convinced her that you could buy babies on Amazon, because there's those, like, real life dolls, like they look like they're real. And I was like, yeah, look, you can order a baby on Amazon. She's like, no way, really? I was like, yeah, you see it right here. She's like, oh my gosh. And she was like telling everybody, like, did you know you can order babies on Amazon? I'm like, you are so stupid. If you would read, like, you would know that you could not do that. But she believed it. So
just so you know, you can buy tadpoles, live bullfrog tadpoles. Looks like hermit crabs, and
you can order ants, like, for an ant farm. You can get those on Amazon.
You can order tadpoles online on Amazon.
You can get ladybugs. 1,500 live ladybugs for.
Hold on. I gotta see. We're doing research now, chat. All right, hang on.
What kind of live animals can you buy on Amazon?
No,
literally, I just googled it.
Can you buy praying mantises on there? No, I don't think you can. Wait. Actually, I think so. You can buy their eggs. Oh my gosh, dude. What is with this? You can buy praying mantis eggs on Amazon.
We've discovered a whole new side of Amazon.
Dude, this is legit.
That is
Hamster.
really funny.
Can you buy hamsters? Negative.
Negative on the hamster.
Negative on hamsters. Can you imagine being a kid, logging onto your parents' computer, go on Amazon and buy yourself a freaking hamster?
Like, you hear, like, horror stories of, like, kids playing with, like, their parents' phones, and they order, something ridiculous from Amazon. Imagine if a kid orders, like, 500 hamsters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. If Amazon were to allow that to go through in the first place, like
Yeah, for
that should
real.
like throw up a flag. Like, wait a minute, why did this person just order 500 hamsters?
They have
That
a
is
hamster
true.
farm, obviously.
Like without even like without even like questioning, like, all right, cool, ship them the hamsters.
That's funny.
Good to know that I can order ladybugs though. That's awesome. If you guys don't get in the garden much, ladybugs are actually really good for your garden.
They are. It's just like, I don't know about you guys, but like down here in the south, especially it seems like pine trees, they're really bad about like swarming pine trees. If you live near pine trees, they're just everywhere. They like invade your house and they will just be like all over everything. Like I have an aunt that lives like surrounded by pine trees, and they'll be in her like her light fixtures, like the dome light fixtures that a lot of people have in their houses. She'll have to like take those down and like clean them out like every week because ladybugs just like come in through every little like nook and cranny in her house because she's just like surrounded by pine trees and ladybugs are just everywhere. They're so gross.
Ladybugs actually are gross. People don't understand that. I'm actually looking at pictures of ladybugs.
You know, it actually kind of depends.
Anyways,
So there's the beetle right now that goes around that looks like a ladybug, but it has like that awful smell.
Well, yeah, I
That
guess that's probably what I'm thinking about. Yeah, the stinky ones. Yeah, they're technically not ladybugs, but they
well,
look like
if we're
them.
actually gonna get into science on insects, ladybugs actually have a defense mechanism where they will release a smell that will like ward off their people or other insects trying to kill them. But there is a beetle that looks like a ladybug that stinks too.
Oh, it smells horrible.
Because if you actually pick up a
Smells absolutely.
ladybug, if you pick up a ladybug sometimes, and you start smelling something weird, it's actually like that means they're frightened and they almost like a skunk kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare, but
A lot
find
of
out the hard way.
a lot of bugs do that, and it's so gross.
I mean, realistically, you shouldn't be going around picking up bugs anyways, but
See, like
you live, you learn.
growing up, I was like a hardcore tomboy, so I would rather go outside and play in the dirt and catch bugs and stuff versus play with Barbie dolls. So I could tell you like which bug stinks when you pick it up and which bug doesn't. So yeah, it's I've definitely learned the hard way plenty of times.
When I was a kid, we used to take an empty water bottle and you lower it on top of a honeybee, and he'd fly into the bottle. And you close it, and you sit there and just watch him, and then you actually just let him go. Nowadays, my dad thinks it's actually hilarious because my biggest phobia in the world is bees or wasps, and I will run and scream like a girl. And I've never been stung in my life, but I do know that I have two family members that are allergic, and they will go into shock if you get stung. I don't want to find out if I'm allergic. So, like, he actually has a wasp nest at his house right now, and he invited me over to help him with something. I was like, nope, I am not going over there. Can you order bees on Amazon? We're gonna find out. Yeah, honeybee. Thank
like
God you cannot.
I like how we always get on the discussion of like bugs on here, because
Really?
like what was it, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about spiders and how we're all afraid of spiders.
I don't even care about spiders. That's the funniest thing. That's
I'm
like
terrified, dude.
all my kids and my wife. Like I'll be sitting here streaming, and there's times where you'll hear her in the background just yell my name, and I'm like, hang on, chat. There's a spider, and I'll go back there, and she goes, "It's so big. It's like a little tiny baby," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Also, I mean, I'm 6'2", and like my wife's 5'2", and my kids are kids, so like no one can reach on the ceiling. I was like, "Hey, look at that." And I always throw, and of course, I'm always the dad that has to grab it in the napkin and then go, "Ooh," face.
Oh.
The scar.
I'm that dad.
Oh man, dude, I actually messaged her a little bit after that show, like a couple days. I remember I was mowing,
Uh-huh.
She was talking about like there's nothing more terrifying than your hair full of spider web.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
Yep.
And I ran right into one, and it was just all over. Like we're talking, like it draped down my face, and I was just like, "This is not happening right now." And I, more calmly than I thought, got off the mower, but then proceeded to like do a pat down, like I'm getting it all off me, like I'm freaking out. Then I get back on the mower, and for the next hour, every tiny little thing makes me freak out. I got the mower under pine trees and things, like a pine needle falls on my neck, and I spaz, thinking it's on my neck. Like I don't do spiders, man. Nope, I don't. Nope.
Spiders are probably one of the only insects that doesn't even bother me at all. I'm just like, whatever. But, speaking of mowers and bees, since it gets so hot out where I live in California, wasps and stuff, if your grass is too long, they'll like hide in the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not? I went down my front yard, and I was on the way back, and all of a sudden a bee or a wasp flew out of the grass and started attacking the lawnmower. I ran like a little girl.
Dude,
I booked it. And my wife was like, well, what happened? What happened? I'm like, there's a wasp. I wouldn't go back outside. Nope, I ain't playing with it. There's wasps hiding in the grass. All right. They're like trying to be ninjas and they're trying to sting me. I'm not going out there.
I don't know if you guys have them where you guys live, but we have yellow jackets down here.
Yeah, I have them.
Okay, yeah, and like they build their nests like in a hole in the ground. So yeah, like you'll walk over, like you don't even see it, and then suddenly you just get swarmed by yellow jackets. It's like, really?
Actually, 2 weeks ago, my aunt, she lives in Massachusetts. She posted on. I don't even go on Facebook, but I just happened to see this one post. She mowed over a hornet's nest.
Oh.
Oh no, she had a picture of just her arm. It just stings and bites, and I'm all like, nope, never mow my lawn again.
Have you guys seen a cicada killer?
A what?
A cicada killer.
Cicada killer. We gotta look this up.
Yeah, look up cicada killer. We have those here.
Time to Google.
GTFO.
Yeah, that's a big
Bro,
negative.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Where are you at?
Illinois.
Wait.
Wait. My dad's from Illinois, and I guess I'm never going there.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we have those down here too. And when I was growing up, my dad has like pear trees in the backyard, and they like to eat fruit. And so, like when the pears would grow, they would fall off the tree eventually, and then they would sit there and kind of, like start to rot, and like the bugs would come in and eat them and stuff, and like the ground would just be like covered in them because there's like 3 or 4 like big pear trees back there. So when I was little, I'd have to really watch where I stepped, or these bad boys would come and get me because they were like eating like the old fruit that was like that fell off the tree. So it's really scary. Oh my gosh.
That's the first picture I saw.
Yeah, no, those things are.
Guinea wasps are worse. Hold on. Are we gonna be doing a whole wasp thing, dude? You guys can give me like the heebie-jeebies right now.
I gotta look.
Oh yeah, guinea wasps are they're very territorial. They'll come after you.
Bro, I'm getting like, honestly, I'm like getting like chills right now. Like I hate wasps.
Okay,
like I know honeybees and stuff like that. Like last thing they want to do is sting you. Some a little bit better, but wasps, they're just mean and they're just like little a-holes. That's all they are.
So this looks a lot like this guinea wasp looks a lot like the paper wasps we have here. It's just ours are more brown and black, and they're mean. They don't care. You look at them wrong, and they're ready to pick a fight. You'd be 20 feet away, minding your own business, and the wind could blow a leaf past them. And just because you're in front of them, they're mad that the wind blew that leaf past.
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna blame it on you.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta look up the Asian giant hornet. It's the world's biggest wasp. It's like literally the size of your hand. And that's why I'm never going to Asia.
Oh wow.
Dude, they're ginormous. It's absolutely insane. And actually they say like their stinger has like some kind of like almost like acidy type thing on it, and it'll play almost like a hole in your hand. Like, screw that.
Yeah, that's a big negative on that.
Mhm.
This is kind of sort of the same thing, and I don't know if you guys have them where you guys are or not, but we have these things called, well, we call them cow ants, which I think I just googled it, and apparently they're called red velvet ants. Like, they're these giant ants, and they're basically like a wasp without wings, but they're like these really big ants that they're, I mean, if you Google them, you'll see how big
Jeez.
they are on your hand, and they're really fuzzy, and if you can't hardly like squish them, like if you tried to step on them or something, they're really difficult to kill, and they like squeal, and it's loud. Like if you try to step on one, you'd hear it go like wee 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 wee. It's so weird, but their stinger, you look at the pictures, if you Google it, you'll see like, I mean, their stinger's crazy. Yeah, they're bad. Like, they're really really bad, and we have a lot of them down here.
See, I say all the time, I don't like California. Like, I don't like California, but like, I mean, I go down to New Orleans like at least like I try to go once a year, and like I go down there. I would love to live there, but then like once you start seeing all the big different insects they have down there, like the big wasps they have, and just all the flying bugs they have all around there, it's like maybe not. We don't have that problem in California. We have honeybees. we
I'm
don't
telling
have
you.
that issue.
Yeah, like the deep south is awful
Yeah.
about bugs. Like, I always like laugh and tell people that Alabama state bird is a mosquito, because it's just, there's some like gnarly nasty bugs down here.
Listen, this thing, the females have a stinger that is 3/8 of an inch. We have these here in Southern Illinois, apparently. These
What
velvet
the?
ants you're talking
Oh
about?
yeah, I'm telling you,
I'm
they
not.
they are bad.
Nope. All right. Sorry, family down south. I'm not coming to visit. Nope. You can keep that ant. All yours. Nope.
Worst, I think one of the worst things we have in Cal
3/8
is
of an
black
inch.
widows. That's it.
We have
Oh, we
those
got
here too.
those.
Yep.
We got brown recluse spiders too.
Yep.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I have black widows in my house. If I look at the window right now, there'll be some black widows there. So we gotta be careful of those.
Now chat's just giving us a bunch of stuff to look up.
What are driver ants?
Crane fly.
Crane fly. Yeah, that's the state bird. I'm telling you, like, they are everywhere. You can't walk outside without seeing like 5 of them.
Holy
Oh,
mother goodness! Is that a freaking mosquito?
Yeah.
Dude,
Bro, I think
people
those things will stab you.
so people that haven't been around them before, like we've had family that's visited from other states that come here and then they see those. And I've literally had cousins running screaming thinking it was a giant mosquito. I'm like, no, it's not a giant mosquito. But it's funny that you thought it was. Thanks for the laugh.
Jeez.
It's yeah. And they're pretty clumsy too.
Yeah, like he's saying, it's a giant fake mosquito. It's not technically a mosquito. I think they actually might possibly eat mosquitoes, but they look like a mosquito, and they're really creepy. And when they fly, like, they'll just like run into the wall, like if they get in your house, and they're just like trying to get out, and so they're just like, and they'll like run into you like that, and they're huge, and it's just, I don't like them. They're really creepy. But yeah, they're just like super unpredictable with like how they fly, so they'll just like bump into everything, like run into you, and you're just like, get off me.
Water striders. All right, what else we looking up, chat?
Oh, you don't
What
water
is it?
striders? I got water striders here.
Oh, we got
Oh, yeah.
water striders here. Yeah, we
Try to
got
catch
those
those
in
in
California. Yeah.
Mosquito hawks, yeah.
Oh, we were talking about. I have a friend that's in the reptiles, and worst bite I ever had in my life was a alligator lizard. And I was told, and I was warned, do not touch it. My dad put it in a cage, and he had a rock in the cage. But I was looking at the cage like, I don't like the rock there. I think I'm gonna move the rock over here. So I put my hand in, went to roll the rock, and accidentally got the lizard's tail. And he didn't bite my finger. He got my finger in his mouth. And they have like a little tooth, like one sharp tooth that comes up. Oh my lord. I was sitting there shaking this thing, and it finally flung it off my hand and went flying against the garage door. I opened the garage door, let it go. I said, "Get out of here!" Oh, my dad was pissed. He spent 4 hours trying to catch that thing.
Oh my gosh. That sounds like, okay, so some of you have heard me talk about this a million times, some of you haven't. Like I used to be a manager at a pet store, so I've seen my fair share of interesting critters. One of the meanest, speaking of reptiles, like I'm a huge reptile fan, but one that I really like to look at, but it's definitely one of those look, don't touch, is a tokay gecko. And
Okay.
yeah, it's like Tokay. They're really cool, they're really pretty, but they will bite you, and the only way you can get them to let go is like just basically stick your hand underwater and try to drown them for them to let go. Like they will not let go.
Well, look at that thing's teeth, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I got this picture. I'm like,
Dude, like I would never touch that thing.
no, this thing's big. Like,
Dude.
Yeah, they're really pretty though. I mean, they're really,
Oh,
really
no,
pretty.
they're great
look at
looking.
Yeah,
some of the
but-
pictures of these people being bit. Like,
Oh God.
ow.
Yeah, I scroll down a little more. Everyone's
Yeah.
getting bit.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
they,
actually one thing.
Little suckers.
No, my friend got a chameleon, and I told her, I was like, you know, those things aren't the nicest things in the world, right? Like some of them are really cool, but dude, those things, like they have like a claw on them. They'll get into you and they'll bite you too. And then she goes, "No, I think it'll be cool. My friend has one. It's really chill." She just happened to get the one that loves to bite, and she'll be holding it. It's all cool. It's chilling. All of a sudden, it just like slowly lowers its mouth and just. It's like, that's your fault.
and like their feet, you know, like they're shaped funny, kind of like pinchers, kind of, and you know, they've got pretty sharp claws on the ends of their toes. Speaking of chameleons, like when I worked there, and they're kind of like complicated to take care of. Like they have like a lot of like really specific things you have to do to keep them healthy and keep them happy. And it's definitely one of those, like when I worked there, I would recommend as more of like an advanced reptile, not like a, oh, my kid wants a lizard, so we're gonna get a chameleon. It's like, no, you should probably start with something like anything but that, you know?
Oh, we have blue belly lizards everywhere in California.
Yeah.
I just saw one today. They're chill.
But like this mom got this chameleon for her kids, and then she brings it back like 2 days later. They're like, oh, it's really mean, and it like hisses, because if you guys have ever been around chameleons, you'll know that they can make like a hissing noise when they're mad, and they'll puff up. And she's like, can we just return it, because we really wanted to get something we could play with. And it's like,
On a lizard
you know,
to play with.
yeah,
They're not really meant, like, reptiles aren't really meant to play with. I'm sorry.
yeah, and it's like, you are so dumb, but whatever. So like I do the return and everything, and this poor thing is so stressed out. And you know, they do change colors, but they don't change like into the rainbow like a lot of people think. They have like a range of colors they can change into. Like generally it's like greens or browns.
Well, it's meant to blend into what they're sitting on.
Yeah. And you know, some of them, like the more like exotic kind, can have like ranges of like red and blue and yellow, but most of the time it's more like natural colors to blend in. You know, it's like a defensive thing. But this poor thing was like black because it was so mad. And so I tried to reach in to get it out of the box to put it back in its cage, and it was so mad that when I got it out, it like latched onto my arm and was squeezing the crap out of my arm with its little feet, because like I said, they're shaped kind of funny. And they've got really sharp claws on them though, and it went all the way up my arm, and I couldn't peel it off my arm because it was just like dug in. So I had these really weird little marks like all over my arm with this. I mean, he was a big boy too, so it was awful. So don't buy chameleon, because if you get one that, yeah, and again, like reptiles are more of those like look, don't touch kind of things. They're not really meant to be played with like a dog or a cat, and people get them. And they're like, oh, we're just going to play with it, you know, and it's like, they're not really meant to be handled that much, and that's what happens. Oh, Savannah monitors, yeah. Wow, I just said that weird. Savannah monitors. Monitors. Savannah monitors are kind of like, they kind of look like baby Komodo dragons. and I had like a regular that would come in and talk about how they had a Savannah monitor at one point, and they get big. They get like really big. They're like, yeah, we had one for a while, and he got so big he had his own room in the house. But then we
Dude,
had
this
to,
one has a leash on it.
yeah, yeah, and they're like, we had to get rid of it though because it tried to eat our cat. Yep, they get so big that they you have to buy stuff like whole chickens and stuff to feed them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I have friends that buy snakes, and I'm like, you know, there's, and they get some of these snakes that are just like ginormous freaking snakes. I'm all like, dude, you have like a newborn, which is like the perfect size for that snake.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was like, dude, there's no reason to have a snake that big. I'm sorry. And then, like, they have like a freaking 12-foot snake, and I'm just like, get out of here with that. I'm cool with snakes. I like snakes. I think they're cool. My wife would never let me have one, no matter how small it is. But you know, when you have that big of a snake, and I always tell people when they own reptiles or, you know, snakes or any kind of animal, like, you cannot get mad at it for biting you.
Right. Oh yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
it like if a snake bites you, I mean, you kind of gotta expect it. I mean, same thing with chameleons, all that stuff. I personally think that there's certain things that really aren't solely meant to be pets.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure, because like they require so much to really make them happy, and generally they take like huge cages that people aren't really willing to have or make room for in their home. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like, you know, snakes are meant to be in the wild, and like usually with a snake is once you get it out of its cage, it's usually fine. But when you reach your hand in there, and if it bites you, it suck it up. You wanted the
Yeah.
snake, you gotta deal with.
Yeah, like I'd have people come in and they're like, "Oh, I want, this or that." And I always recommend if people do want like a reptile for a pet, bearded dragons are really cool. They're really chill. I mean, they get decent size, but they don't get like ridiculously big. And ball pythons, for a snake, they stay fairly small. They're pretty chill. Like,
Ball
and
pythons are pretty chill. My buddy
yeah.
has one of those. That thing's never bit anybody, and it would just hang out on.
Mhm.
No big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, they're really cool. I had one for a while, and he finally passed away at like 12 or 13 years old. So they live a decent amount of time. Yeah, like reptiles, it's just funny. Like people get like these. They're like, oh, I have like this exotic pet, this chameleon. Like, oh, why won't it let me pet it? Oh, you're not supposed to pet it. Or like an iguana. That's another thing that we'd have. And iguanas have like those long tails, and they'll whip you with them. And we'd have people bring them back like, oh, it whipped me. I couldn't hold
It
it. And it's
hurt.
like, yeah, what did you expect?
Yeah, people don't think before they get some of these things, and it's just, yeah. But just like,
Very
you know,
well.
even well, the same thing goes for like dogs too. You get a rescue dog, like, you know, my dog's super chill, but it took years for him to, like me. I've never hit my dog or spanked him or anything like that. But just putting my hand over his head, he'll still duck because he was abused.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you do have dogs that like, I'll never forget. My parents went to a friend's house, and this dog loved my dad. Like, as soon as he gets there, he's just right by his feet the entire time. One time my dad wore a leather jacket over there, and the dog started barking and growling at him, and actually went after him, and we have no idea why. And as soon as he took the leather jacket off, he came back inside, the dog came up to him loving and everything. So something with the leather jacket, you know, triggered that dog. You know, animals have like a certain trigger to certain things.
Right.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
and it was like one of the sweetest dogs ever. It was like, dude, that dog went after you, and that dog loves you.
So with us being like on the topic of exotic pets, and you brought up that lizard had to get rid of it because tried to eat the cat. My
Yeah.
dad, around here, there are actually some people that are falconers here around here, and
Oh.
one of them, my dad worked with. He owned a great horned owl at one time, and he had it out in the backyard. I'm not sure like how it all works or anything, but they had this cat that decided it was going to mess with the great horned
Oh
owl,
no.
and it was R.I.P. Kitty Cat. Like the cat got torn to shreds by the owl, and the owl's just sitting there on its perch. You got cat everywhere, and the owl's just sitting there like, "What's up?" You know, like, just, yeah, I did that. It's his fault. Blame him. He
Oh
just did
yeah,
not
like
care.
you know, people think of like owls, like, oh, they're so cute, you know, like owls are kind of vicious. Like if you really like look at them and you know learn about like what they actually eat, it's like you wouldn't want to mess with an owl.
I'm sorry, owls are creepy. Not so much the the ones that have all black eyes are the creepy ones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, those are the ones I look at. If I saw one of those out in the wild, I'd be like, I'm about to die. Those things are creepy.
What is it? Is
I
it
actually
the
am a pretty big fan of owls.
I don't know how many owls there are. What?
But I'm a pretty big fan of owls.
Oh no, I think owls are cool, but I'm just talking about like the ones that have the all black eyes and the super long white beak, like like the white owls. Those things, like, if you just type in owls on Google,
It's
it should be the first one.
it's a barn owl.
Remember the barn owl? Those things are gorgeous.
Hold on. Let me see if we're doing that.
Or then there's the snowy owl, but they're also gorgeous. Like,
Hold on. Here, how do I copy this link? This picture, dude.
sorry,
This,
that sound like kind of like a jerk. You're telling me about this owl that's like so creepy. I'm like, what are you talking about? This thing's gorgeous.
I can't share it in chat, but this, just the way this thing look, like if an owl ever looked at me this way, like if you guys, so you guys can't see, I'm gonna send it to them in Discord, but this owl is like, yo, what up, fool? Like, like he like tilts his head to the side, and it's like, no, that's not cool. Like, hold on, where did it go?
You might be talking about a barn owl because it's
It is a barn owl.
and,
It's a barn owl.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know why it's not popping up. And there it is. Here. I saw this picture and it's like, nope. Imagine walking into a barn and seeing an owl go like, what? Hmm? Food? See that, dude? Yeah, see? Not cool, dude. Not cool. Bro, you put it next to me. Hmm?
There you go. That's your buddy now.
Yeah.
He's like, what'd you say?
That's what he looks like. He's just like,
Oh.
So yeah, maybe pretty, but it's like,
That's pretty good. There we go.
Forget white owls. Give me some white claws.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole craze behind White Claw because I like never drink alcohol.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I just like it all of a sudden just became like an internet meme, and I'm like, okay, you know, like everybody's talking about it, making jokes about it, and I'm like, okay.
I don't know. Like everyone brings up White Claws. It's like a what is it called? Wine cooler almost. It's a really strong wine cooler. I'm like smearing off ice. I don't know. I don't really drink alcohol.
I don't know why that all of a sudden became like a big thing. If anybody knows, like, can you fill us in? Hang on.
Somebody asked me how much, like, the other day, like, how often do I drink alcohol? I go, maybe once or twice a year. That's just not my thing. I used to do it a lot in high school, and then I was like, yeah. There we go.
We're gonna give the
basically a vodka soda in a can.
We're gonna give the owl some White Claw.
There we go.
Hard seltzer.
There we go. Good owl. Good owl.
We'll make him his own window. He's over
there. No.
He's listening to us over there.
Owl. Oh, he's got some White Claw.
Gosh, people are tuning in. What is going on here?
It's okay. This is our new guest. What is his name gonna be? We have to give the owl a name.
So I guess it's a meme because of so many people that
Clausy?
would huh?
We're naming
Clausy.
we're naming the owl.
White Clausy, there you go.
White Clausy, I like it.
Okay.
But apparently I figured
Gotcha.
out the meme. It's because it's like you said, because it's a wine cooler. So a bunch of, like dudes would be like making fun of either like other girls or other guys for drinking it, but now it's like all these dudes are saying there's no laws when you're drinking White Claw and all this other stuff. So that's why it's now a meme, is because it's all of a sudden this popular drink that everybody used to like make fun of other people for drinking it. I don't know. The
Oh.
world's weird. People are
It's
weird.
funny because like whenever if I ever do drink, it's usually if freaking what is it, Long Island tea. I was like, I'm not a beer guy. And it's like everyone's like, "What'd you want?" Like you heard me.
I mean, you like what you like,
That's why I said you like what you like. What is this?
This is this is a White Claw thing.
Oh, I've
I'll
actually
save it
watched
for
that
later.
before. Yeah. There's the meme if anyone's curious.
This is
That's so funny.
I saw this too.
Now I just can't stop thinking about that owl drinking that.
Did I just get called clock?
Your
I
name
think
is
you did.
Clark now.
It's correct on screen. Don't worry, it's all good. I love clocks.
Well, we have been on here for an hour and a half almost.
Already?
Mhm.
Already.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Maybe stream key feels a little bit longer because for everybody else it's usually at like 10 or 11 a.m. their time. It's like 7 a.m. my time. So I'm usually tired. I'm just like, huh?
Yeah. Well, and
I don't know if you
like these, like we get like carried away with just these like random like off-topic topics, so I think it's more of just like a goof off fun kind of thing versus like talking about like a serious streaming subject.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. Like, if you guys saw last week's show, you can see if you actually watch it back, you can see me and Vel just laughing the whole time while muting ourselves because we were typing to each other.
Oh yeah.
Like, in chat, and but it's like we're trying to be serious at the same time. It's like I think Green Court told us afterwards, like he could totally tell we were screwing around. And then like he asked me a question, I'm like, what? What? Yeah, and I'll type in chat exactly what I did to Val. I added him. I'm gonna do it to Paladin. I added his name and I put this in there, and he couldn't stop laughing.
That's pretty good.
And he's sitting there. You see him like this. And you see his shoulders going, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like trying not to laugh. And then Green Court asked me a question. I'm like, huh? What was the question? Sorry. Like, oh, yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, that's always fun. Like when you're trying to be serious and like you might get like a DM or something, and you're like, no, I can't talk about that. I have to be serious.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like I brought out my bleep button on the last show. That's my favorite.
Awesome.
That's my favorite feature. And we were just talking about we're asking about family friendly and swearing and stuff like that. And I was just like, I really don't give
That's pretty good.
But I was like, I was like, no, I'm family friendly because I never know my wife has a stream on with the kids watching, so I got mad before I swore I dropped an F-bomb one time and I was sending a text from my wife, your kids were watching that. Daddy, sorry.
Dude, I family friendly's been out the door for my stream for a long time now. And the first time my dad just recently, my brother happens like set up a Twitch account and he's been watching me. and I was going on a rant. I don't know how many different F-bombs and things I said. And then my dad, like, can't remember how I figured out it was my dad. But like, you just see my face just turn white at first, and then I start turning real red as just sheer embarrassment. I'm like, oh boy, because I don't swear around my dad or anybody like that. My family's very, um, I guess proper is the way to put it. Like they just don't swear. I don't really like it. So I'm like, well, unless we're in pain. My dad, grandfather, and uncle, I've all heard them swear all types of different words when they've it's some type of pain. But otherwise, yeah, I was just like, hi, dad.
Your your dad is wholesome though. Like I
Oh,
think
he's very wholesome.
that's so cool and that's so sweet. Like, and he's been in here with us for this like show before, and that I don't know. I just think that's really cool. Like when you have like family that supports you know, your streaming and stuff, even if they maybe don't quite completely understand like Twitch and everything about it. Just the fact that they try to support you, I think that's really cool.
I've been streaming for about a year and a half. I still have to explain to my dad every time I see him what exactly Twitch is.
Oh yeah.
And my brother doesn't have Twitch Prime, so he stole my dad. So I get my dad's Twitch Prime still.
Hey, that works.
My brother's the one doing it, but and he goes, "Wait, so I'm subscribed to you, so I'm paying?" I'm like, "No, Twitch Prime is free." And he goes, "How is it free? Nothing in life is free." Like, okay, never mind, Dad. Don't worry about it.
And then that's when you explain Amazon bought Twitch, so
Yeah,
it's
he
like part
doesn't.
of it. And they're like, I don't
But
care.
just like he's the biggest fan of Amazon. He's always ordering stuff off of Amazon. He still doesn't get it. I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah,
I play video games, okay?
yep. My family's like the same way. Like my mom is pretty big supportive of like my streaming and stuff. She doesn't quite completely understand like exactly how everything works, but she's always like so eager to learn, and she'll watch me sometimes, but she doesn't really ever like say anything. She'll just watch me, and then she'll like call me the next day and be like, hey, so I saw you doing this, what does this mean, you know? And it's like I try to explain it to her in a way that she'll understand. And my dad, like me and my dad have had kind of like a complicated relationship over the years, and like he used to make fun of me for playing video games, you know, like, oh, you such a nerd, like, oh, you don't need to play those video games and stuff. But now it's like, you know, I do this on a very serious level, and I try to explain to him what it is. That it's like it's not just playing games. And sometimes I don't even play games, you know, sometimes I do other things, but it's like live streaming, and it's like he tries to understand it, but he doesn't quite get it, and it's just always, okay, you play games. It's like, oh, I give up, close enough. And like Treat Stream, I don't know if any of you guys have used Treat Stream before, but I used to get like pizza a lot. Like people would send me pizza, and it got to the point at one point like people were sending me like a pizza almost every night, and the delivery guy was like, "So you order a lot of pizza?" And I was like, "Well, I'm a Twitch streamer, and my viewers are actually sending me pizza." And they're like, "Oh, okay. So what is that?" And I try to explain it, and I guess they went back and like told like the store like, oh, that if you go to this house, it's that Twitch girl, you know. And it became the I became the video game tester. Like one time, like I got another pizza, and they're like, "Oh, you're that girl that tests video games for a living." I'm like, "Yep, that's what I do. Close enough. It's the closest."
What is this called?
Treat
Treat
stream.
stream? Oh, it's
Yeah,
on now, baby.
get your pizza.
Get your pizza
Get your
on.
pizza. Yep. Yeah, so it's funny
Hold
that
on.
like people who don't understand Twitch, but like they try to, and they get like kind of in the ballpark of what it is, but not quite. But you're like close enough. That's fine. Yeah, sure, video game tester.
I love how it says, make sure nobody can see this.
Yeah.
Signing up as we speak.
Awesome. Yep. Everybody sign up for Trade Stream if you're a streamer. Get that pizza, or you know, other things.
Okay, so. This is how you know I have food issues. Okay, we'll figure this out. Don't worry, guys.
You learned something today.
I learned something today that you can have people send you pizza from
Yep.
Twitch.
Yep.
Look, guys, no more donos, no more get the subs. Pizza.
Just everybody send
Why,
your
why do you
favorite
stream?
pizza.
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 Strictly for the pizza.
This is why I stream.
Yep. It's like instead of putting up like a a tip goal or a sub goal, pizza goal. How many
Pizza
pizzas?
goal.
How many
How many
pizzas will you guys send me?
How many pizzas will you make me eat this month, chat? God.
Who needs sub timber when it could be pizza timber? Because they're doing the thing with Subway right now. Should be about pizza. Well, Subway has pizza. Never had their pizza, so I can't really say if it's good or not, but it's not the same. They should
Definitely not the same.
Just the food sub. Yep.
Sorry, I'm totally distracted right now.
Oh no, that's fine.
Gotta
get that pizza.
Bro, you can add like Taco Bell. Oh,
Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Mexican pizza.
Let's see. Hang on. Pizza. Pizza. Well, okay, what's everyone's favorite pizza place? Here we go. Bring a food topic real fast.
Papa
Favorite
John's.
pizza place?
Papa John's?
Well, are we talking like big chains or like hole in the wall places?
Any kind of pizza. What's the best pizza you ever had in your life?
All right, hold up.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Oh, I already know my answer. It's a place that's about like 30 minutes away. It's called Pizza Plus. Oh my goodness. I know there's different Pizza Pluses, like, it's obviously a very common name, but there's one that like it's in like an old town, this place right by where I live, and it's just there's another one that's like about an hour and a half away, not the same. You gotta go to the original. It's
this place, I'd have to go. I think it's this. Yeah, I gotta go to Chicago to get this. Called Giordano. I think it's called Giordano's. Giordano's. I don't know how to pronounce it, but holy crap! It is the absolute best pizza. They do deep dish Chicago style pizzas, and it is, man.
That's one thing that like I'm looking forward to about TwitchCon is to try out some like really cool food out there.
Are you guys going to TwitchCon?
Yes.
I am.
I'll see you there Saturday.
Awesome.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
So
I'm only going to just Saturday because I can't get the Friday off.
well, it's okay. We'll still party on Saturday. You have to tell us like all the good places to eat in California.
San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm a blow everybody's mind right now. Never had In-N-Out burgers.
You've never had In-N-Out?
Really?
No, have you guys never had In-N-Out?
Nope.
I have.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, since you've had it and you're not from California, what do you think of it?
I mean, I liked it, but I can't say that it was like, the most mind-blowing burger that I've ever had.
Okay, that's basically what I was gonna say. Everyone from California is like, In-N-Out is the best. It's highly overrated. It's good, but it is highly overrated.
I think it's one of those things like you definitely want to try it at least once just to like see why people talk about it.
You gotta test it out, but it's
you're gonna have In-N-Out, Amy.
Oh yeah, you can have In-N-Out.
Yeah. It's good. Like I kind of agree with him. It's like with the way they talk about it, you think it's just like the most delicious burger you've ever had in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have it and you're like, yeah, this is a good burger, but like I can't say that I'm just like, gonna go home and start having withdrawals because I don't have In-N-Out. Like that's how some of them act, is like,
oh yeah, it's almost like a religious experience for some people. It's like, oh my gosh, In-N-Out saved my life. It's like, whoa, calm down there.
Chipotle's my life.
Chipotle is pretty good, but that's another one that it's like, yeah, I mean, it's Chipotle, okay, you know, but some people are like, ugh, you know, like I would spend my life savings on Chipotle. I would live on Chipotle. It's like, whoa, calm down.
It's not that good.
It's good, but like I wouldn't kill somebody for it, okay? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, people get funny about stuff, but
I'm sorry, I'm adding stuff to my treat stream.
oh no, it's okay. Everybody's like, oh man, I'm so hungry now.
Oh, I'm hungry now.
Definitely gonna have to go like dig in my fridge and be like, this is not pizza, but I'm hungry now.
Okay, so it goes through Grubhub. That makes sense. Ah, makes sense now. This is like the best thing ever.
It's pretty awesome.
All right, enough of that because I'm getting really hungry now. I sit here like, oh, that looks good.
All the food.
Well, now that we're talking about food, food sounds pretty good to me, and we're almost going on 2 hours here, about an hour 45. So I think it's probably a good point to wrap things up. Glock, I
Yeah.
appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, man. It was a lot of fun.
Oh
A lot of
yeah.
laughs. Dude, I'm never gonna be able to look at barn houses. Now. Like, every time you're like, hey, I know a guy over in California that you could really trip out if you were to fly over there. All right.
Yeah, take that cat killer to California for.
Oh gosh.
They just show up. Hey, you see this owl? I remember what you said about him. This one here kills cats.
Oh, forget that. Be like, bye. Get that thing. Get that thing out. Get that thing out of here. I'm gonna shove a Twitch con. This fool's gonna have a freaking owl in his freaking arm. Like, hey, Clyde, I brought this for you. You see me go running out of the place.
Oh man, that would.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't run out, but like, you brought some bees. On the other hand, I'd run. Like, I'm out. Bye.
And just the thought of like going into someone like the hotel room or something, and they've got a freaking owl in the room. Like, why is that here? Oh man,
that's funny.
Anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and get things wrapped up. Who should we raid?
Time for some WoW streaming, baby.
And
all about some WoW. Let's see, who do we have online?
Who's online for True?
Mo is online. He's doing WoW Classic. Looks like he's been taking a break from the Isle due to the recode fatigue. Mima is live. She's playing Ark though instead of what was that game she was?
Oh, Mima, dude. I met her on StreamKey. That, like I said, I'm not a big cat person, but that's the cutest cat ever.
She was playing one game. It was like something Garden Paws or something.
Yeah,
and
I can't remember what it was.
It was something really just like nobody had ever heard of it, and I couldn't say it right, and or no, you had said like Garden Paws, and you know my southern accent. I'm like Garden Paws, like PAUSE, like what? It is like no, like PAWS, like an animal paws. I was like, oh, oh, that's funny.
Look, Daishan is flying around in a DeLorean right now on GTA.
Oh.
Who's doing that right now?
Daishan.
Oh, he's literally flying. Like,
let's go.
Literally flying in the DeLorean right now.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto has changed in so many different ways.
Holy crap.
All right, chat. What do you guys want to see? We've got 2 people playing GTA. Another one, Blaze Blue cross tag battle, I think maybe. We got Art.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys want to see a talking cat?
Mima's pretty cool. They're talking cat. She's on Arc right now. He's even got a little Viking helmet.
And then we
Oh
have
yeah.
Control, like that new game that just came out.
I never heard of it.
You've never
I
heard of
got it.
Control?
Nope. Didn't know it was a thing.
It's a game called Control. Now you know.
Now I know.
So what does chat want to see? What would you guys vote on?
We're not getting any responses, so I'm putting my vote towards the flying DeLorean.
You know what? I so he has. Again, I don't want to talk about viewers, but since he's the lowest, let's blow his mind and give him a fat raid.
Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's give him a fat raid. I like making people's day.
Give him that juicy raid.
That's one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah, for sure. Alright guys, well, we are going to start the raid. Tell them where to find you. Tell them about your socials.
Every social is Glock9 Gl0ckN9ne. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch. Yeah, I eat.
And tell them about what you stream.
Oh, I stream Realm Royale, but currently I am on a WoW grind. We're gonna hit 60 in like the next week.
So yeah, go watch him. If you and tell him about barn owls.
Barn owls.
So he'll know where you came from.
Are creepy. All right, barn owls are creepy, and they look like they want to kill you. So be careful.
Well, it's been super fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. If you guys want to, we'll be back next week if nothing happens. And it's been super fun. I'm glad that you got to come on here with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on with us, Glock, and thanks everybody for hanging out with us. It's been fun.
Anytime, appreciate it.
We're gonna put the ending screen on, let you guys chill with some music, and then we will send that raid over. So we'll see you guys next time.